Hey guys, Nabil here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk King of Fighters 15. Today I have a very special guest. It's none other than one of the best KOF players in the world and also in the EMA region. I'm talking, of course, about FReZZer. FReZZer, thank you so much for accepting this invitation. It's really an honor to speak to you about King of Fighters 15, particularly in fighting games in general.
Yo, Nabil. Oh man, I love the way you pronounce your name. It's How are you doing? No problem, man. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now, one first question I want to go with is your username FReZZer? Now, I want to know the origin of that, but if I have to guess, it has to do with Dragon Ball Z. Am I correct?
In fact, no.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, when I used to play, I like my game plan and my gameplay used to keep my opponents blocking all the time. So it was like me saying to them, freeze, don't move, or something like this. So I'm the FReZZer.
Oh, really?
yeah. That was the idea. It doesn't have to do anything with.
For some reason, I thought about FReZZer from Dragon Ball Z, but that's a better inspiration for the username than the character from Dragon Ball Z. So FReZZer, you're a professional player. You've been playing King of Fighters and other SNK games for a while, and I really want to get into your path towards becoming a professional player, but I wanted to ask you first about your involvement with SNK in general. What's your first memory of an SNK game that you can remember?
Well, it's a quite random and funny story. So back when I was a kid, my father, may Allah bless his soul, used to give me and my siblings pocket money, like on a daily basis. So it was 2 dirhams, which is basically 2 credits. So my big brother used to go to arcades. So I still can remember that day. My big brother went to the arcade as usual to play, and after spending his pocket money, he came back to me whispering in my ears that that he would take me to a gorgeous place like heaven. It was like where you can blah 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 blah, and I got hypnotized, and that was the first time I went to the arcade.
That was the first time, and there was an SNK game in there.
No. There were some games like I can't remember really, but
okay.
At that time, playing games like Shinobi, like Final Fight, beat them all, and shooters and stuff like that. And after one year, an arcade opened in our neighborhood. And you know what games, like there were 3 cabinets and a couple of billiards. And can you guess what were the 3 games they were there?
I'm guessing it's going to be Street Fighter, of course, probably Mortal Kombat, and maybe Fatal Fury.
No, all of them were SNK games.
Really?
Okay. 94, Some Show 2, and Aero Fighters 2.
Oh wow! Okay. I thought because my memory of the arcades here in Morocco there's always going to be Street Fighter, and it was that hacked version, where Ryu does the Shoryuken with 6 Hadoukens coming out of his body. Oh, yeah. Those are my memories of the Moroccan arcades. But so that was your first exposure to SNK.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe the owner was in contact with some SNK. I don't know. Anyway, so back to the story. Like KOF 94 was the most popular game there. It was like busy the whole day. It was in our neighborhood. I could remember. I can remember clearly. So we used to wait in a long queue to play. And the quite known rule back then was that players played some show 2 and EF2 only if they were waiting for their turns or KOF 94. But man, I used to love some show as well. Of course, KOF 94 was... but I used to love some show too as well, just because you can. But like I said, like KOF 94 was my favorite just because you can play 3 characters. You know.
Yeah, that's exactly the same thing. For me, I was like with one DRM I can play, more than I would have played with Street Fighter or something. So that was the first thing that opens your eyes to the game.
Yeah, exactly. But before entering, my mindset was whatever cabinet is empty or not crowded, I will just play. It could be some show 2 or KF 94. Yeah, that's it.
What was your team at the time? With someone, with the King of Fighters, you couldn't, 94, you couldn't.
It was Korea.
Oh, really? Same for me. Yeah, same for me. Actually. Yeah.
Because it's easier to play, like to use the Kim. What do you call it?
The SDM.
The SDM, and also that move in the air. It was easier to reach the
it was down kick rather than now it became. Yeah. It's now for me the reason, one of the reasons was that I don't know if it was the same for you, but pretty much all the arcade cabinets we had, whether it was in my neighborhood or the arcade cabinets I went to, they always had like 3 or 4 buttons. Most of the time there were 3 buttons, so there was always one missing button. and I remember for 94 there was LP was missing, so you had HK. So with Kim you could still do with HK and LK you could do his SDM. So I'm assuming you were already playing Street Fighter before, right? Before King of Fighters.
Yeah. I used to play Street Fighter 2 before King of Fighters, but not like just for fun. It's for me, Street Fighter 2 at that time was like playing just to play for fun, nothing less, nothing more.
So okay, so that was your first exposure to I guess both King of Fighters and Samurai Showdown at the same time. Yeah. So and what about the other King of Fighters games? Did you play? Did you go to 95 after that, 96 or?
Yeah, like after that, I tried to travel to another neighborhood where I heard that there are good players there. It's like the first competitive spirit.
Yeah.
And then we discovered like a couple of arcades, and it was like there is a competition between arcades who will bring the first KOF. So like after like before I remembered something like before I got my hands on 95. I heard that in the next version of KOF, which is KOF 95, you can choose characters from different teams. Like you can combine your favorites. And I was like, what the heck? I can choose Kim and Robert and Takuma or from other teams and make my ideal team. And that was like, I was shocked. So when I then moved on to 96, 97, 97, it was very, very competitive in my city. Like there were great, very, very, very good players at that time. Then we moved to 98, and we used to play 98, 97 at the same time because
Yeah, 97 was very popular in Morocco. It even after 98, people were still playing 97 heavily.
Yeah, it was the same case in our city. Then, like I can remember, we kept playing 97 for 3 or 4 years. Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
And this like we used to play newer KOFs and kept playing.
Yeah.
And 98, yeah.
For me, it was 97 during 97, 98, and 99. After that, I think that's when it started disappearing from the arcades.
Yeah. After 99, yeah, you are right. Then for 2000, also it was competitive. It was the first time players from outside Setat, which is my city, came to Setat to study here because like the faculty here is quite popular.
Mhm.
So players from Rabat, from Casablanca used to come to Setat and so it was the first my first encounters with players from other cities during the 2000 and 2001 2002 KFs. Yeah.
Okay, and then that's when I mean, when is this when you started, focusing a little bit more on the competitive side? Because I mean, you've been in the competitive scene for some time, and I mean the trophies behind you are proof to that. So how did it start? Like, what was your first step towards pro playing?
Well, those times, like competitive play means to keep your dirham, your credit alive. Yeah. that was it. Oh. Yeah, like my first competitive tournament, I think, was in 2000. Like we used to do tournaments in my city, but the first time I traveled to participate in a tournament, I think it was in 2006. 2006 in Casablanca. Yeah. That was my first time to travel just to play in a tournament.
What game was that?
Like 2002.
2002, okay.
2K2, yeah. Yeah, that was the first time. Like we used to organize tournaments in our city, and only players from my city used to enter, so no outsiders. Yeah. That's it.
Okay, and then. So that was around 2002. I guess you're playing that competitively. After that were you playing 2003 after it came out? I know that game was not very popular.
Yeah, we did play the game for maybe 6 months, 7. Then we went back to 2002.
2000. Yeah, that game was kind of very, very strange. Now that the sequel 11 was much better, but that's those games 2003 11 and I didn't really play them that much. You were at a time when there was school and a lot of things going on, so I haven't played them that much. I don't know. It's 11 to this day. I haven't played it that much, but it's from what I'm I'm hearing and seeing, it's a great game.
Exactly, yeah. But man, 2003 has some of the most gorgeous graphics. Like the backgrounds are really amazing, man. Like when I checked the game before I checked it on the internet, it was on KOF online website.
Yeah, I remember that website. It was the first KOF centric website. A lot of good information.
Yeah, it was great, man. Like I can remember at that time before the game came out to my city, I used to go to that website and check the move list, check the characters, check everything. I printed all the, because I didn't used to have the internet at home, so I used to go to cyber cafe to so I can remember that I printed all the move lists of the characters, bring them home, and yeah. But like I told you, it was when I checked the game and the screen shots and everything, the backgrounds and the graphics, I was really crazy about the game. But once I started playing it, it was like something is missing. Like maybe I don't know, but something was missing in this game.
Yeah, and did you do any tournaments in King of Fighters 2003, or you moved more back to 02?
It's just to play with each others for a couple of months, and that's it. We went. Everyone went back to 2002. Yeah. Kept playing it until 11 came out. 11, in Morocco there were no Atomic Wave arcades.
Yeah.
So we started playing the game in PlayStation 2 with pads and.
Yeah, because it was it was difficult to get arcade sticks for consoles here in Morocco. It was impossible. Yeah.
It was impossible in Morocco. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was. So I guess you switched to becoming a pad player before going back to arcade stick.
Yeah, I switched to a pad player and also at that time GGPO was released, so I kept playing with pad till 13. Golden Xbox was kept playing. Using the pad, won tournaments with the pad, and then
really
switched back to arcade in maybe
because even at the time of the Xbox 360 they weren't places where you could buy a pad from here. It was until PlayStation 4 then it started becoming PlayStation 3 a little bit. I think it was the PlayStation 3 arcade sticks were more available than the Xbox, I think, here, no?
Yeah. But in Morocco, you have to ask someone
exactly
to bring you arcade stick. Yeah.
So when did you have your first major esports tournament? Because you're sponsored by the V/Slash team. So when did that happen? How did it happen?
Well, my first, if I go back to your previous question, was my first competitive tournament I traveled to was IGT in Korea, and it was the Moroccan community. Crowdfunding contributions that we could make it. I traveled, and that was the first time I discovered jet lag. So it was like I traveled to Dubai. It took 8 hours, then stayed there for 6 hours, and then a 16 hours flight. I reached Korea at 10 p.m. and the tournament is tomorrow.
Oh wow!
That was
hardcore.
It was a very horrible experience. Okay.
How did you do in the tournament?
Nah, it was like the worst experience I have ever had. Competitively speaking, just the tournament was single elimination.
Okay.
It was crazy tournament, man. So my first match was versus Mad KOF. I lost.
Oh,
That's
really?
it. I was a zombie and I lost, and but then I I encountered him in Dubai in a first to 10, and I won that first to 10, and it was
Revenge.
yeah, what a feeling I had that day. It was like, yeah. Yeah, and then I faced him in the tournament. He got me in that tournament. It was the KOFGCC tournament.
Okay. What game was it?
13, KOF 13.
13. Okay.
Yeah. Then so it's 2-1 for him.
Oh.
Then I faced him in China in KOF 14, and I won. I got second in that tournament. He got fifth, and now it's 2-2 between me.
So 13 was definitely a very important game for a lot of pro players. So how did it change, or how did it help in your pro playing career?
Oh man, that game is like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's really heavily thing. Like even if we talk from the nostalgic part, too many great memories I have with the game. Many amazing people I met because of that game. So it has played a really important role in my life. Competitively speaking, like the best accomplishments I have in my career was via KOF 13. Yeah, that game is.
So was it during the game time that you actually were sponsored by VSlash, or was that after?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
right. Okay,
exactly. So after doing well in the KOF GCC tournament, like I won again I won 4 first to 10s, one versus Salim, the French player, versus Medkev, versus White Ash, versus Violence. I got third in that tournament. Then I like when the VSlash team was founded, I got contacted by Zantetsu to join the team, and man, when I discovered that the owner and the founder is one of the most amazing friends, and the team contains White Ash and Violence, who are more than brothers to me. So I was like, let's go, let's do it.
Yeah, and
that's how it started. Yeah.
Yeah, and then so with VSlash, you've been playing both SNK games as well as other fighters, I believe, right? So not only SNK games, correct?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I played other games like Street Fighter 5, Dragon Ball FighterZ, not really. But competitively speaking, Street Fighter 5, KOF for the time being, KOF 14, Street Fighter 5. And some show, because I love the game. It's a great game, but the netcode, man, it's scary.
Yeah, we'll definitely be talking about netcodes later today. But
yeah, it's
Samurai Shodown, it is a great game. But just 2 days ago, I tried to find some games online. I couldn't. I stayed for a very long time. I found one game which was a little bit laggy, and that's it. Well, before, whenever you go online, you find people playing. So unfortunately, it's been, the game is dying prematurely. Hopefully the season 3 announcement and season 3 release will come with some online improvements. Even though I've been, and you as well, when we play those when we play against people in Europe, it works fine. But it's like it also has this reputation of having a bad netcode that also doesn't help, I think.
Exactly. Yeah. The netcode is killing the game, man. I've been organizing a monthly in that game, and every time, like in every tournament, we get problems. We get many issues. I really don't know. Like you said, let's hope that SNK fix that with the season 3.
Yeah, because they have to know that there are problems with the game. I mean, people are pretty vocal on Twitter and social media. So hopefully that gets resolved. It's an amazing game that really should be on on everybody's memory. Shouldn't be forgotten like this. So hopefully, let's say there. So after that, I guess, with King of Fighters, you switched to King of Fighters 14, which you did, you have some pretty good, accomplishments in that game as well. What was your reaction? I'm trying to combine here both your professional career as well as your reaction and your what do you think about specific games? So King of Fighters 14, when it came out or when it was announced, the reception was not great, right, to that first trailer. That what was your reaction when you saw that first trailer?
Well, my my brain said no, but my heart said it's going to improve. It's going to improve by the time. Like we used to say to myself that we live in an era of patches, and so my heart was like, it's going to improve by the time. So yeah.
And then it definitely did. What did you think of the gameplay from when you got to play the game?
The gameplay is really solid. It's pretty solid. It's KOF. After all, it's KOF. Yeah, no one can deny it. So it's not KOF 12. It's not KOF 2003. It's really one of my favorite KOFs. It's one of my favorites.
And coming from 13, I mean, there was some big changes, and it's still, I still think it's a great game. Like for me, 13, I didn't spend a lot of time on it, and then 14, I haven't, I played it for story and characters, but I haven't started learning the game until about a year ago now, and it's one of my top 5 KOF games. I don't even talk about the graphics; just the gameplay is amazing in that game, and the roster, it's really, really big, and it's very balanced, which is something you can't say about other, most other KOF games. It's quite a balanced game.
Exactly. Yeah. Like with the patches, it's like with the current version we have of the game, it's one of the best KOFs. Yeah.
Yeah. So in terms of professional, being a pro player. So what was your story with the King of Fighters 14 from a pro player perspective?
Okay, like when the game, like before the game was released, I really had the intention to do my best with the game and to travel more. I can remember in July. The game was released in August, and in July I traveled to China and stayed there for about 2 months just to practice.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah. I went to UA, then to China, Guangzhou. I stayed with Shanghai, Daku, and many great Chinese players. Participated in a tournament. Went to Hong Kong, participated in 355 tournament. Then went back to Guangzhou, stayed with them. at that time the game was released, so we started like playing a lot with the community there. Then participated in another Street Fighter tournament in Chengdu. Then went back to UA and back to Morocco. Yeah, I was ready.
So you started. You gave it your best from the beginning with 14.
Exactly. Yeah, and I got second in China. I told you about that, and after that I got contacted with Vslash. So it's the combination between those accomplishments between the Chinese and Emirati tournaments that
Oh wow! And since then, I mean, you did a lot of tournaments. You participated in a lot of tournaments with King of Fighters 14.
Yeah, a lot of tournaments in Morocco. Tournament I got. A couple of tournaments in Middle East. One tournament in Algeria, KOF 14 and Street Fighter 5. Yeah, I got qualified to New Geo World Tour and got fifth. That the first one. Second one, I couldn't travel to any spots, because of the visa issues in Morocco and stuff. And also the New Geo World Tour was organized in Taiwan.
Mm-hmm.
And as a Moroccan passport holder, like we can't apply for Taiwanese visa, which is
really
crazy. Yeah, we can't.
So if you want to go, you can't go.
If you want to go, you have to apply in another country.
Oh, okay. So you have to travel to another. Wow. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like you have to travel to Middle East or to Europe to apply for a Taiwanese visa.
Yeah, and this is one big problem for a lot of pro players, is that the ability to travel to tournaments is always, you have that visa problem that always, no matter how good you play, there's always that, visa problem that could stop you from reaching, your potential.
It's really frustrating.
Yeah.
You have to be really into competition if you don't want to quit because of the frustration you get every time you apply for a visa and you get denied.
Yeah. And recently, you mentioned that on your Twitter account, you joined the Atlas Lions. Is that the correct name?
Yeah, Atlas Lions, like team Atlas Lions. I joined them as a general manager. Yeah.
First, congratulations on the position. And can you tell us a little bit about Atlas Lions?
Well, Atlas Lions, it's like it is one of like the owners are really ambitious and wanna go give it their all about the competition and about especially about the Moroccan community. Like the owner's father is Moroccan.
Mm-hmm.
He is Scottish, but his father is Moroccan. So he would love to make esports evolve in Morocco, and not only Morocco, like Africa in general. So we are focusing on this region. Would like to discover, like to help talents to shine and to realize their dreams. And I will be trying to help the community as much as I can. Not only fighting against players, just to let the others feel a little bit relieved. Of course, KOF players with the release of KOF 15, Yeah, I will try to do my best and make make it real for the players. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. We have a lot of great players, but again, because of different situations or visa, financial issues, or anything like that, you don't know these great players. And I remember last year when we had the Casablanca World Fighters about a year ago. Myself, I didn't know so many of these players. That I saw them, I was really amazed at the high level of some of these players. In King of Fighters, whether it was 98, 2002. It was really amazing to see these players. So yeah, that'll be great if you along with Atlas Lions would be able to help some of these great players shine and be known to the world.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what we are trying to do, and I hope it's going to continue. Not only Atlas Lions or other structures. I hope we get other structures or companies involved in the development of esports in Morocco. Yeah,
that'll be great. That'll be great. Hopefully, good things are coming our way for that area. And you also do a lot of I love the Tiger Cave series that you do online, which was something that we really needed. Because of the current situation, the lack of offline tournaments. I mean, there's you what the Tiger Cave. Tiger Cave tournaments. There's the TNT tournaments from the UK. Those, I think, are one of the most important, online tournaments I've seen going on, and trying to keep that esports and competition alive in a pretty crappy year that we had.
Oh man.
So is that something that you think you're going to keep doing, even though, if things get better, we go back to offline tournaments? Or is that something that you're doing only because of the current situation?
I think I will keep doing it. I will. Like Tiger Cave is one of my lifelong dreams, like to have a monthly, like to keep the community alive. So, by the way, I would like to say thanks to all the Tiger Cave staff who have been helping me in this journey without getting any kind of compensation. So, for the time being, Tiger Cave has got Tiger Cave Clash, which is basically a team battle between Morocco and Algeria, and also we are trying to include other countries. Tiger Cave series, which is these tournaments in 3 games for the time being. Tiger Cave Brawl challenges, first of 5, first of 10s between the best players in the region. Tiger Cave Open Lobby, just an open lobby which we play, we discuss things. So as you may already know, these kinds of activities are extremely like time consuming. It's really super hard when you have a full-time job, let alone playing competitively. Also, I've got the support of GGA, which is a good game agency. It is a digital agency specializing in esports in Morocco, and they have created a platform which is made in Morocco. They love to hear that it's made in Morocco. And we are trying to develop this sector all together.
Well, good luck to you on that. It's really great. Thanks. It's not easy. It's a lot of work, and thank you for doing that. Now let's switch gears a little bit to the King of Fighters 15, which is obviously, highly anticipated game, and we've been waiting for it for quite some time, right? I mean, it's been more than a year and a half since that first teaser, and then finally, a few weeks ago, we had that, another teaser, but it was better than just the logo.
Oh man,
So what how did you feel when you saw that teaser 3 weeks or 4 weeks ago?
You know what? I was working that day. I'm a teacher, by the way. So I used to have two classes. I had two classes that afternoon. It was 4 to 5. First class 4 to 5 p.m. and then 5 to 6. I checked my phone between the first and the second class, and you know what? I couldn't get in the classroom before checking all the things. So I was late in that and second class. Sorry, my students.
That's
crazy.
King of Fighters 15. What can you do?
Yeah, that was it. Like,
but what did you think of it? Like what we saw? I mean, it wasn't much. It was just sketches. But I mean, did it bring the level of excitement back, or was it like no, I'm not gonna get too excited until I see something more?
Yeah, it definitely did with the design of the characters. You know, that it was. I was like, this is KOF.
Yeah,
this is Q that I know. This is Leona. Yeah.
It's I'm actually very happy to see Kyo back to his black jacket. I hated how he looked in 14 in the beginning. I got used to him now. It doesn't bother me as it used to in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But there's nothing like that black leather jacket, man. That's Kyo.
Yeah, this is Kyo that we know and we love. Yeah.
What about Shune? You're a Shune player, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
A lot of people hate on Shune. I don't get the hate, honestly. But if you look at Reddit or Twitter, people are like, oh no, Shune sucks the way he looks. I don't know exactly why, but I mean, what do you think of the character design wise? I know, I mean, you main him, so you clearly like him from a gameplay perspective.
Yeah. Well, yeah. For the character design, I really accept that. Like, it doesn't like the character has his unique design, his unique style. So we have to accept that. Like, I really like the character. Yeah, I like him. I like his personality, the way he. Yeah, I like.
But I think it's almost like a trend. Remember when K-Dash was first shown as the new hero of the King of Fighters? A lot of people didn't like him. It's because he's stealing that spotlight, I guess, from Kyo.
Exactly.
But then everyone loves him now. And then you have Ash in the King of Fighters. Ash, I hated Ash myself. I hated that character so bad. I don't mind him, but I hated the design. And then you get used to it. Now people are asking for Ash to come back in the King of Fighters 15.
It's like people or SNK fans are really like, some people are afraid of other characters taking the spotlights from their favorite characters or something like that.
You're right. Yeah, but now they're saying he's the protagonist. So I mean, they showed his design same. It looked the same as he did in 14. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, the sketch look. He looks a little bit bigger. I don't know if it's gonna be like that in gameplay. But then they said they're gonna show us the game. Which is in 3 days at the time, or like 4 days at the time of recording this. Now, and then 2 weeks after that or something, like there was this article where Oda said that the game is going to be a masterpiece or a supreme masterpiece. What do you think of that?
All right, I really like his confidence. Seeing that, like, this is my first time. Seeing him talking like that, so I am. He made me optimistic and scared at the same time.
Yeah, because you're afraid of that overconfidence, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
But it's very strange, like, and I said this before when I first saw that, I thought, no, there's gonna be some translation error or something, because Oda doesn't speak much, it's very polite, and it's not the kind of he goes to this game's gonna be the best. So I went and saw the because it was the interview was done in Japanese, translated to Chinese, then translated to English. I found the Chinese version online and did the translation, Google translation, and he actually appeared to have seen that, said that, supreme masterpiece or great. It wasn't supreme. I think it was a great masterpiece, something like. Well, same meaning. So yeah, it's really exciting and scary, as you said. But as I said, we don't have to wait too long, right? It's Wednesday night. Unfortunately for us, it's like 3 a.m. at night. So are you gonna stay awake, or what's your plan for that review?
You don't have to ask me. You know the answer.
Well, hopefully you're not teaching Thursday morning.
I'm not.
Okay, well, that's a good thing.
I'm lucky. So this is my first good thing about the game. So yeah,
we have to see. What are your hopes for this trailer? What do you want to see in this trailer?
Of course, the gameplay, the graphics. For me, if they are acceptable, it's okay. But the gameplay, I want to see something about the gameplay. I really hope they show something, not just a couple of cinematics. Or I want to see the gameplay.
I think they will show the gameplay. I mean, especially after 2 teasers, I think we're gonna see some gameplay. I think they said we're gonna see the gameplay. Yeah, in that when they were talking to each other in that video, they said that gameplay reveal. So we'll see the gameplay. How much gameplay? That's the question. But at least we'll get to see the game in action, see the graphics, how they look, which is really important. Because King of Fighters 14 is a great game, but because of the graphics, which are not bad, honestly, it looked bad in the beginning.
Yeah, they were bad. They rushed things out with the release, with the teaser trailers and stuff. And but as I said earlier, we are in the era of patches, so any game will be better when the time goes on. Yeah.
Sure. Besides graphics and actual gameplay, what characters do you hope to see in that first teaser trailer?
Oh, this is a good question, and I haven't thought about it. I really would love to see Kukri, because
very famous in Morocco.
Yeah, he has been pretty famous in Morocco, but man, like about 1 year or maybe 8 months, I started playing the character, and I'm really in love with his gameplay.
Yeah,
I would love to see Kukri and Kim. Kukri and Kim.
You've been playing Kim since you're playing him in '94, so you're clearly a Kim fan. But you don't play him right now, right? And he's not in your team, is he?
Yeah, I hate. This is the only Kim I hate the most.
Really?
From KOF14.
Why? What's so different? Because for me, he felt different with 13, and he felt very. I always have Kim in my team for the previous King of Fighters up until 13, when he was quite different from the Kim I remember. But 14 felt to me and like 13. I didn't play him much in 13, so I guess that's not the case.
Yeah, like for me, the first the voice, his voice, I hated his voice when I heard him. Second thing, which is which played when I played the character, he was like KOF13. Like there is no change. Even the combos and stuff. Like I was like, come on, SNK. I used to love how they changed the characters with from each version with the other. Like the I don't know, but when I play came when I used to play came in KOF, he felt different from the previous one, so it was like playing a new character. It's not like, for example, Iori or like, for example, Cherry, Bugard. They were basically the same with the same gameplay, but for Kim, even his themes from like they are all of I'm in love with all of Kim's themes and soundtracks from Fatal Fury to all other games. So the gameplay seemed to me in the beginning that it's the same like KOF 13, so was like. So the gameplay was the same, and the voice. That's I hate KOF 14 Kim.
Okay, interesting. Besides, so Kim, Kukri, anyone else that you want to see in the first trailer?
Any other character will work for me as long as I see the gameplay.
Yeah.
And the mechanics of the game.
Speaking of mechanics, what would be your ideal King of Fighters 15 in terms of mechanics? You know, if you take the mechanics from previous King of Fighters game.
This is a great
Not
question.
counting that we're gonna maybe have something different.
I have a crazy idea. I don't know. Anyway, I really. I have been thinking about giving the player the choice between 13 and 14 systems, like what they did with the 98.
Oh, like advanced max mode, etc.
Yeah, let's call them like you can choose between HD mode from 13 and max mode from 14. For HD mode, like keep the same system, like. As 13. For max mode, I would love one change, which is one change to be made, like doing EX moves outside of max mode.
Same for me. I hated that. I hated that decision. I don't know why they went with that. That was very limiting to EX moves.
This was limiting the game plays and game plans of the players. Like I said, so if you choose HD mode, you can cancel one move to another in HD mode, and you can do EX moves with one bar. And if you choose max mode, you can do combos with EX moves inside, like when you are in. Activating max mode, and of course you can do EX moves outside of max mode when one bar. This is will be my perfect, because it will give you like this kind of freedom will drive the creativity from players.
And it will bring both fans of 13 and 14, which is
exactly. That's
that will be great. I mean, we haven't seen this kind of choice in King of Fighters since 98, I think, right? They stopped doing that up to it was 97 and 98, right?
97, 98, and 98 UM.
98 UM, which had 3 options, right? I mean, it had
3 options,
Yeah, that'd be great if they can do that. I don't think in this first trailer we'll know much about the system, because remember, like I looked at all their Samurai Showdown and King of Fighters 14. Whenever they show the first trailer, you can't see the power meter, you can't see the life meter, so we won't have I don't think we're gonna have an idea on what the gameplay system is, but maybe through the gameplay we might notice something, hopefully.
Yeah, and it will be sorry, it will be a 1 week long of people.
Oh, probably more. Probably. Probably
people
more.
trying to.
Yeah, to decipher, it's I can't wait. Really, I really can't wait to see how the game's gonna look. Now that's for gameplay. Now, characters that you want back that were not in 14.
No, man. Many characters. Many. Of course, the most popular team, which is the Orochi team.
Well, yeah, there's some really good chances for them to return. I think I can almost say 97% that they're back for sure.
I was thinking about why is this team so popular, and
it wasn't popular in 97, was it? I don't think there were people playing it. In my arcades, not many.
No, they used to play Orochi Chris and
Orochi Chris, yes.
Yeah, and Orochi Yashiro, because he had a bug. It's not a bug, like his stand HK was kind of unblockable in some situations. Yeah, and the people used to to use him for that. I was thinking about why is this team popular, and I came to the idea that it has to do with the KOFs they appear in. So they appeared in 97, 98, and 2002 UM, and those games were really like the most popular games. KOF games that time, so maybe it has to do with the nostalgic.
Yeah, it's maybe. You're right. It's kind of strange why they're so popular. Besides the Orochi team, what are the characters?
Orochi team, Gato, I loved.
Oh, Gato's great. Yeah,
Gato is great. Yeah, of course, Takuma. Yeah, there are many characters, man. Many. I love many characters. Let's say Saisyu. Man, I'm crazy about Saisyu. I want him.
Oh, I haven't seen him in a very long time.
Yeah, Saisyu is, man. In '98, I love the game. His rushdown gameplay. Heavy D is also.
Oh, really? I think you're the first person I talked to who asked about a sports team character.
No, especially Heavy D, man.
Were you playing him in '98?
Yeah, I used to play him a lot. I love his combos, his the way you can stop and freeze the opponent from moving with his normals. Yeah, he's great.
Okay, so any other particular character that comes to your mind?
Bon Janet also. I love her.
She was in 11 only, correct?
Yeah, She appeared only in 11. Yeah, maybe new characters from Garo will be good. Yeah. There are many. Man, you may know this more than me, but the SNK characters are really the most amazing thing.
Yeah, so unique, so much character. They have is that personality that you don't see in other games.
Exactly. Yeah, the diversity and like you can easily find your favorite figures in KOF characters. Sure. Yeah.
And as far as now, let's talk about the characters you don't want to see back. Is there any King of Fighters character, whether from 14 or other games, that you definitely do not want to see back?
Well, I really have never thought about that. Like, I don't know, but I feel like I don't hate any KOF characters. No one. Yeah,
Well, that's a good
don't
answer.
have any issues. Yeah, anyone can can work for me as long as I I play KOF. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's a good answer. Now, in terms of we talked earlier about netcode. And in this day and age, it's a game live or die by the netcode.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so far, we talked about Samurai Showdown, how great of a game it is, but due to the netcode, and not particularly, I think with Samurai Showdown, it's not particularly the netcode itself, not the online. There's some weird bugs and weird things happening in the online features in general. I'm sure you saw those SNK ghost problem, and sometimes you can't even, you sometimes somebody loses a match and then they don't go back to the queue. They keep fighting. It's some weird things that happen randomly.
Sometimes
Yeah.
You can't get with specific players in the same lobby. You can't.
Yeah.
You just can't. I create the lobby. He can join. Like the other player can join. He does. I can join. Another player does create the lobby, and we try to. Yeah.
It happened. Remember, I think the first time we did the first to 10, you and me, back in when the game came out, we had this issue. We couldn't. We tried and tried and tried. It took us like 45 minutes or so to be able to finally connect, which is very strange.
Yeah.
So with the King of Fighters 15, I mean, what are your hopes for the netcode?
Well, netcode. I think netcode is essential. Like, should be good to excellent. Yeah, because like we are in 2021 right now, and no one can bear acceptable laggy netcode anymore. So give us a good netcode SNK, please.
And it's now more than ever, with the coronavirus and us, people don't have any other option to play in each other than online. It really showed how important online is.
Exactly. Yeah. Be it delay or rollback, I really don't care. Netcode is essential, as you said, and the pandemic has proven it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because a lot of people are screaming rollback. If it's not rollback, the game's gonna die. But I don't really care what it is as long as it works.
Exactly. I 100%.
Just something that happened 2 days ago. I did, I did a stream and played people on the stream randomly, and I played this person from the US. So we tried Samurai Showdown. It worked okay. We played did we play 14? No, we didn't play. We played 14. It was okay. It worked fine. A little bit laggy. 2002 UM was perfect. Yeah. We tried Samurai Showdown online connection, which is rollback netcode, not from Code Mystics. It was horrible. Samurai Showdown 2, we couldn't play. It was unplayable. And then tried 13 on PC with the current netcode, which is not rollback, and it was very smooth. So I don't know how this thing works. It's very confusing, but it doesn't matter if it's rollback. People scream we want rollback, but we need good netcode. You could have rollback and it's not gonna work, like what's happening with Samurai Showdown Neo Geo Online Collection. So as long as we have a good working online or netcode, that's what we really need.
Entirely, my man. Like rollback, delay, or any other technology, just give us working netcode. Yeah, because it's one of the most essential aspects in the success of a fighting game nowadays. Yeah.
Sure. Now, besides online, any specific modes that you want to see in King of Fighters 15?
Modes like a story mode and stuff.
Yeah, like single player modes or online modes.
Well, the that online feature we have in KOF 14 with the you can go you can get 6 players in the same room and each player play one character. It's really good and fun. Yeah.
I never tried that one. I never tried it.
Yeah, it's good. It's fun. We used to play using that in like first when KOF 14 came first. Yeah, it's good and fun, and yeah, I like that better. Story mode. You know what? I haven't played story mode in KOF 14.
Oh, really? And they
Not
never
yet.
finished the game. It wasn't that didn't have any story mode really. It was just the arcade mode with a couple cutscenes and an ending. So it wasn't like a real story mode.
So not yet. I will try to get familiar with the KOF 14 story via the manga and the
Yeah.
game. Yeah. So I really think online and like online and versus are what we call the first things that should be worked on, and then other modes I really don't I really I don't want to say I don't care. I just I know that many other players would love to
What about trial mode? Is it something that you played?
trial modes for like if they are going to do KOF 13 trial modes will be good. KOF 14 I'm not really fun. They are
That King of Fighters 13 trial mode is scary. It's crazy.
You can get many ideas of your
true.
yeah.
The 14 one, I just finished it like last week. I finished for all the characters, and it's compared to 13, it's pretty easy. It's not a lot of things, and it's very very basic. It gives you basic combos that you could do. Maybe one, long, not very long, but I don't know how useful those combos are. With 13, it's you go from one easy combo, the second one is a bit easy, the third one is crazy. But it gives you, as you said, it gives you really good ideas on how to play the character. Now, I don't know how useful those combos are. I don't really know, but I mean, you're a professional player. You've done that and you've played. I mean, are those combos usually useful? Is something that you can do in a match, or is it more that just gives you?
Like they give you an idea how to combine moves and come up with the best or the most optimal combos to use in matches. So many combos like are not good competitively speaking. They are not optimal, but they give you an idea how to do it. They give you
yeah. So hopefully we'll get something like that in 15.
I hope so, man. And it was like they were quite challenge to.
I honestly I can't. Right now I'm like in most characters I stopped at 5. Like the 5th trial, the 5th trial I'm really struggling. It's really really difficult, but very satisfying when you complete one of them.
Exactly, yeah. It's quite a challenge. Like, but I can remember last character was Ash. I got struggling with finishing his combos. Yeah. Back then in 13 days, when I was trying to finish or to do all the trials, I got stuck in Ash's maybe combo number 9 or 8. I can't remember. But 8 or 9 is the most difficult combo in all trials.
And that's like it's the nature of 13. 13 is I think it's a very strict game compared to 14, which is more forgiving. 13 was and it still worked. I mean, it was very popular. I don't really have the sales figures. It was very popular. So 14 was kind of like a mixture, I think, between 13 and 98. I think. So hopefully they won't, like my fear in a lot of, seeing a lot of some of the new fighting games that came out lately, is, how they make everything easy, like easy combination, easy. That scares me, like Dragon Ball FighterZ. I know it's a great game. I know it's popular, but I kind of hate the fact that everyone has the same moves, like almost the same inputs. That's something that scares me, that maybe one day this is going to be the norm, which hopefully is not going to be the case for King of Fighters 15.
Yeah, they are trying to make games more accessible, but I really believe that it's not going to be the case with the KOF15. Yeah,
I mean, it's difficult. It's really because you need your KOF fans to like it, but you also need new people to get into King of Fighters. So it's very difficult. King of Fighters is not Street Fighter. It scares you when you first see what people are doing with it. So it's really a fine line between being accessible to everyone and not dumbing it down for people.
It's quite hard. It's quite hard, man, to make it work.
Yeah,
I can imagine how difficult it is, but sometimes like using the auto combos and stuff like that, which are not the most used features in the competitive scene and in high level versus, they work for beginners, they work for people who don't know how to play fighting games, and they are not used by high level players. So I think it's a good thing to put in your fighting game. Like in KOF14 we have auto combos, in Dragon Ball FighterZ we have auto combos, which is good for there are some casual players who don't play fighting games, who don't know how to who don't know how to block or how to,
and they want to see themselves doing cool moves and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's a good way of looking at it. Well, as I said, we luckily we don't have to wait that long. The reveal trailer is in a few days, and we can't wait. And then I think after that we'll be getting a lot of information. Hopefully, like in 14, we had something every 1 week or 2 weeks. So I hope it's the same for this one. Yeah. So FReZZer, thank you so much for this opportunity. It was really fun talking to you. Hopefully we can do this again after we know more about the King of Fighters 15 in the future.
Oh man, my pleasure. Thanks for inviting me. Thanks for what you are doing. I'm really fan of what you are doing.
Thank you.
I hope, anytime, just tell me, and let's play KOF15 together. We are in the same country.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm planning to start from the beginning for this one. So I'll definitely be asking for your help. So I want to start on the right path from the beginning. Anytime,
man. I'm here. I'm really. I will be glad to help you with the game, and let's do it. Let's play KOF.
All right. Thank you so much, FReZZer, and stay safe and see you next time.
Goodbye. Thanks for inviting me. Thank you. Bye.